morning. Today is Thursday, November 2nd, 2017. And if you recall, yesterday I stopped by Tourneau and I was gonna get a Rolex watch, and this fucking thing stopped recording. Let's try this again. Good morning. It's Thursday, November 2nd, 2017. And as you recall, yesterday I stopped by Tourneau and was thinking of getting a Rolex watch so I could get my Rolex pen. And I might have mentioned to you that I don't think I did, but one of the watches I looked at was this one. Now this watch that you're looking at here is not a real Rolex. This is one of the Rolex watches that I bought that is not a legitimate one. Now you might ask, why did I do that? Well, I didn't always make money. I wasn't always doing as well as I am now. I've had challenging times, and during those challenging times, I would purchase watches that I felt were good quality Rolexes so that I could be able to play the part of vice president or broker at the time, because I wasn't a VP. And play to my audience, which was high net worth clients who, you know, will look at your watch and your clothing and determine whether or not you're successful. So because of that, I purchased a couple of knockoffs, this being one of them. But the point of me telling you this is that these knockoffs are so fucking good that I couldn't tell the difference between a real Rolex that I was wearing yesterday and the one that I'm wearing today. So part of the reason why I'm glad that I didn't buy a Rolex yesterday was because the only one that would have interested me was this one that I'm wearing now, but I already have the knockoff version of it, which is so good that I would feel shitty afterwards for buying the real one, since I already have the knockoff one, which is pretty much the same exact thing. I almost got a different one with a white face. It looked nice, but I wasn't as convinced as I wanted to be, which is why I'm thankful that it didn't work out. But the point being that nowadays knockoffs are so well done that if you're a guy like me who can afford a Rolex, maybe I don't need to get the real one, and I can satisfy my little urge of acquiring by getting knockoffs that, you know, do just enough of a good job. Because I know I could get a real Rolex. Doesn't mean I have to, though. Where I'm going today, no surprise, Bagel Buffet. Well, my friend says, my white boyfriend says that it's buffet. I say buffet, but whatever. Tomato, tomato. So the owner of Bagel Buffet behind me, his name is Rich. I had the fortune of meeting him right now and chatting with him a little bit. His story is that when he graduated from NYU, his last class was a class on, I think, business development or entrepreneurship. And one of the books he had to read was Starting a Business on a Shoestring Budget. And pretty much, he shared with me the story that straight out of college, what he did was he went to the seller of this business 31 years ago and said to the guy, look, I'll buy it from you, but I don't have any money. So I need to finance the deal with no money down, and at the same time, do it through like a mortgage, if you will, which he had no money down. He was a kid straight out of college. He had no money, but he was able to purchase the business in that manner, and as a result, now owns the Bagel Buffet, which is very successful. I mean, I don't know what his numbers look like in his finance, but judging on what I see, it seems to me like he's doing very well, because there are constantly people there, and yeah, and his bagels are awesome. So the point being, anyone can start a business even with no money. That's why I don't believe in this concept of, oh, I can't succeed, or oh, I come from the hood, or oh, I don't have any opportunities. Fuck you. Create your opportunities. All right? There's no excuses. Find a way to make money, find a way to make it happen, and do it. Period. All right, my beloved children. I just came out of my therapy session with William Penny from East Rutherford, New Jersey. Again, a very good therapist that I enjoy seeing. And you know, today was another one of those very informative discussions where I learned something about myself and realized something about myself. And what that was is that I you know, I've mentioned before to you that I tend to focus on the things that I acquire, what can I acquire, and you know, not really enjoying the things that I have. And in line with that thought process, you know, part of what I struggle with, and that I've said before, is that every day seems to me like it's a repeat of the day before. Wake up, go to work, come home, go to sleep. Wake up, go to work, come home, go to sleep. And I think that part of the problem that I have is that I don't appreciate the things that I do have. You know, I'm always thinking about what's next. What can I acquire next? You know, whether it's short-term or long-term. You know, about getting the house with the backyard. About being $1 million producer. You know, about the next technology toy that, you know, is coming out. That's when I'm looking forward to something versus looking at what's directly in front of me. That's actually a pretty cool quote. You know, the truth is, I have an amazing wife. I have a beautiful wife who is second to none. She's just remarkable. She's caring. She takes good care of me. She's affectionate. You know, she's great in every single way. I have kids who are good kids. They're not bad kids. You know, they're loving kids. And I don't appreciate the time that I have with either one of them. You know? I'm too busy thinking about what's next instead of stopping and looking at what I have right in front of me. And that's something that I need to work on. That I want to work on. Because I think that that's why I'm not ever happy. Because I'm always looking for what's next instead of enjoying what's around me. I drive a fucking Mercedes. I wear Rolex watches. I have the job of my dreams. I make a good amount of money. But I'm never satisfied. So that's what I want to start working on. Focusing on what I have. Enjoying what I have. And reminding myself that it won't be here someday. You know? Someday you kids will be teenagers. And you won't want to hang out with dad. You know, you won't want to, you know, be seen with me in public because it won't be cool. You know, maybe you won't let me hug you the way that I can hug you now. Maybe at that time you won't be interested in playing with me. You know, sword fighting like I've done with Michael, you know, or with Isabella, you know, having a cup of tea like we've done in the past. Right? Those days will come where you guys will no longer be there. But I have you now. And that's what I want to try to remind myself of. That someday you guys will be older. And I got to take advantage of the time that I do have with you. And appreciate it. So hopefully I will. And then on the other front, on the work front, you know, the other thing too, and hopefully you're still listening and watching this and that I didn't bore you to death. But the other thing too is that even at work, I need to start to try to, what I learned today was the need to start finding pleasures during the day, being the best that I can be. You know, right now, part of what I think contributes to my lack of happiness is that I don't feel productive. You know, I woke up today, for example, at 10:30 in the morning. I still haven't gone into work. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. You know, how can someone feel productive and happy with themselves, you know, in that capacity, right? So what I want to work on is treating every day as one day. Take care of today, because tomorrow will take care of itself. Mind your pennies and the dollars will come. That's an analogy that the guy shared with me. Focus on today and what you can do to be productive today and to be a person of integrity today, and the rest will take care of itself. So I think that if I focus on what makes me productive today and being productive today, I'll be okay. Another quick side note that I want to add is that a lot of times I believe that I'm not able to find motivation in doing certain things because I'm not able to see the long-term benefit or goal. So one of the things Bill said was there's no such thing as laziness. People aren't lazy. The kid who doesn't get up on time to get to class, it's not because he's lazy. The kid who doesn't do his homework, it's not because he's lazy. It's because he doesn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. He doesn't see the benefit at the end of his work. So for example, the kid who doesn't do homework, he doesn't connect the dots. He doesn't see, believe, or feel that by doing this homework there is something that is obtained. And his inability to connect the dots can be primarily based on short-term thinking, meaning not thinking long-term, not thinking about the future self that needs to do well in school in order to get into Harvard or graduate from college, or I just missed my turn, or anything of that sort, right? Yeah, so the point is, for me, as an example, I need to, why do I sleep in late? Why don't I wake up early and make it into the office at 9 a.m.? It's because what I see as a reward by sleeping in is the immediate benefit of sleeping in, which is, it feels good to just lay in bed and not wake up at any particular time and just continue sleeping. Mostly because I slept late the night before. But if I were to go to sleep earlier the night before, so that I could see in the future me, which is the future me waking up earlier in the morning, which will then lead to that future me going into the office earlier at 9 a.m., let's say, and that future me then seeing the benefits of my making phone calls, finishing paperwork that I still haven't finished, reaching out to clients and building a real relationship with clients, and then seeing the future me benefiting from more financial growth, more money under management, more revenue generation, and more income in my pocket, and more feeling like on a day-to-day basis I'm making some type of a positive impact in my own life that day, which will lead to long-term benefits and fruit, etc. So the conclusion, or in conclusion, you got to teach yourself to see the long-term benefits of your work today, so that you connect those dots, so that when you do something today and feel like there isn't an immediate reward, that you remember that there is a reward, and that reward is very much worthwhile. You just have to identify what is that reward and continue to remind yourself of that on a day-by-day basis. I gotta go upstairs quickly. Yes, 11.
It's S. Gilroy, S-G-I-L-R-O-Y, S-G-I-L-R-O-Y at fas.harvard.edu. You can tell her that you're part of this course. You might want to tell her that you've looked at the research guide and that you have some questions. And then she'll help you. Of course, it's legitimate to do research. You can always do that. If you wrote an essay, Corey,
All of a sudden, this GoPro started recording for no reason.
Campias's law structures a fascinating interplay between Hobbesian sudden glory and the carnival that's left with the oppressed.
Today is Thursday, November 2nd, 2017, and I am recording that I am going to my class at Harvard in my underwear. No one will know. see because no one can see. Once I turn on the video, I'll be over here. They can't see from the waist down. They just say, oh, she's drinking a glass of wine. Look at that. Holy smoke. Drinking a glass of wine. I'm in my underwear.
So this works cited list is...
She's good. She's sleeping right now while I do my paper. They're good too. They're sleeping also.
You on WhatsApp? No, you're not in WhatsApp.
Yeah, I'm in WhatsApp.
Why don't think I have your WhatsApp?
Yeah, where's my cell phone? Oh, I'm talking to you through my cell phone. Mándamelo después because, you know, right now we're using the Facebook Messenger, so I can't pull up the WhatsApp. Olvídalo, man. Send it to me later, some other time.
Okay. No, I'm sending you before I forget. Ya te mandé uno, you know.
I'll look at it later because right now I can't.
Okay.